Alright, so I decided to start on the downpipes early on the Z4. My package was delayed, so I still haven't gotten the gasket that goes from the turbo to the downpipe. And a lot of people just reuse the old one, but it's a $10 part, so I'm just going to replace it on both of the downpipes. So I'm waiting on that, but in the meantime, I'm just going to get started and take off the old downpipes and make sure to label the O2 sensors to what downpipe they go to. So I'm going to be replacing those as well because I have a code for an O2 sensor that is bad, so I might as well just replace them too. They have a lifetime warranty with FCP Euro, so I got those, both of the upstream ones. So yeah, I already got the car up on jacks. I'll show you the setup that I did just for my garage. Alright, so what I have going on here, I used some Harbor Freight ramps just to get the car up, because even though I got the long reach jack from Pittsburgh, it still wouldn't reach the jack point for the front on the Z4 since the front end is so long. So I did that, and then I raised it up, I jacked it up even more, and I was able to get the jack stands down on there, and then just kind of turn the ramps sideways just to have a safety point because I don't trust these jacks. So I did that on both sides, and I had the parking brake on. So I feel safe enough with this setup to get underneath the car. Gives me plenty of room, which is really nice. Definitely later on that will be very helpful for other things like the charge pipe. That'll give me some room to wiggle on the charge pipe. That'll be very, very helpful. And a bunch of other stuff that we'll talk about later. But what I already did is I already removed the beauty cover as always. So O2 sensors are right here, the connectors upstream. So we'll have to feed those down. And then I also went ahead and removed the under tray. So the under tray is right there. That's simple enough to remove, as well as the beauty cover. If you don't know how to remove those, you probably shouldn't be doing downpipes, honestly. Alright, so next step, I'll get underneath the car with the light. Alright, I'm going to try to get the best angle I can here. So I ended up removing the rear undercover too. Gives you more space and access to the rear downstream O2 sensors because you're going to have to switch them over to the new downpipes. And I also went ahead and PB blasted all the bolts that I'm going to have to take off. So we're going to be removing these crossbars here. I sprayed those all the way down there too. There's a middle one as well. Try to get a better angle on that. Yep, right there and down there. So it's the same as the other side. I also went ahead and sprayed the downpipe clamps and the connections down here. So I sprayed all those with PB and this hanger up here. And also to allow yourself to move the downpipes a little bit and adjust them, I also sprayed these so I can take that off. So after spraying all that, just so it sits for a while, that's what I did. Well, I let it sit for a while I was taking off the rear undercover. So that's a good time to do that. And now I will start on these specific ones first. So the ones that go across here, I'll start on those first. Alright guys, so I'm just scumbagging this. I was trying to follow the steps of other people that were doing this on their 1 series and 3 series, but it just seemed like it wasn't going to work on the Z4, so I just did it my own way. So I was able to get my forearm in here. I'll try to get a better light here. Yes, so I was able to get my forearm in here and get the oxygen sensor out first. You can see right there straight ahead where the oxygen sensor was. So I used my Sorry guys, lighting's just awful here, but I'm trying my best. I'll go back to... Okay, so I use this to remove the oxygen sensor. And then, so it goes on like this. You try to feed it through with your forearm, slide it on. So try to get the cable in through here first and then slide it on, and then you'll get a ratchet on here, as long as like a maybe 18-inch ratchet that you have 3/8, and then just loosen it up. And once you feel that it's loose, then you can use your hand or a super small ratchet if you have one, and loosen it all the way and then get it off. So I will show you where the oxygen sensor is now. So we're doing this downpipe, this catted downpipe first. Gonna remove that and then remove the next one, because once we remove this one, it'll be a lot easier to remove the second one, and then it's just gonna be backwards with the new downpipes. I'll show you guys the oxygen sensor here, or try to. Here it is, just dangling. I'll start marking where the oxygen sensors went once I'm on the last pipe. But yeah, guys, then I got the clamp loose just with a small ratcheting wrench here. And this is the bolt. You don't have to hold the other end, which is nice. The type of clamp that they have from BMW is one that just is attached, so you can see there the little bulge there, so that's nice. So now I'll just remove the clamp there, and this should be fully loose in the front. Then I'll go ahead and do these and this one up here. I still haven't loosened up the rear over there yet, not quite yet. I'll do that when I'm putting the new ones on. So I'll update you guys once I have this downpipe off. I didn't quite remove the clamp from the catted downpipe here. What I did was I'm trying to focus here. So hard to get a good view on anything. What I did was in the meantime, I pushed the clamp up so to get it out of the way. And then when I drop this pipe, I'll be able to take the clamp completely off. I did, however, run into another issue, but I'm continuing to be a scumbag here, and I just basically put a swivel socket. I fed it through the top and then fitted it on the bolt here, and then put an extension on it, and then used the gun to get it out. But yeah, other than that, it's really hard to get to. You would have to take this pipe off, the other one, which you shouldn't take, or well, you can't take off until you take the bottom one off. So it's kind of conflicting, but like I said, just a makeshift tool here. Got that bolt off. So now that I got that off, I'll be able to take off this entire catted pipe. Actually, sorry, there's still this bolt and the oxygen sensor that I have to take off. But now that I'm taking off the oxygen sensor on this end, I definitely want to label this one. So I'm going to get some tape and I'll label this oxygen sensor to remind me that it goes to the bottom down pipe. So I'll go ahead and do those two things. Okay, so I unclipped the oxygen sensors from their clips that guide them so that they don't get in the way or dangle. And then I unbolted both of these rear mid pipes, so that allows you to move it back, and then you can also just drop down the catted pipe that way. If you don't unbolt both of these, you won't be able to push these pipes back in order to get the catted downpipes out. So let's see. When we took off this rear bracket that uses E10 10 bolts. That allowed for these pipes to get moved a little more, or these mid pipes to move. So that dropped down the catted pipe, and it's right there. The band, the V band, I believe they call it, is just sitting right there. And then I still have the oxygen sensor connected here, so it's going to be easier to remove now that it's off. So I'm going to take that off, label it to make sure that I put it on the bottom downpipe, because these have to go in the way that they came out. So I'm going to label this, and then I can start working on removing the clamp. Oh shit. It's a fucking mess down here. So you can see where I removed the first catted downpipe, and now I have plenty of room to remove the V-band on this catted downpipe. And once I remove the V-band on this one, it should just drop down as well. Because I forgot to mention, sorry, I removed both of these bolts. So that also helped wiggle it around the catted downpipe and these mid pipes. So just to review quick, remove these two bolts here, the bolts on both sides of these, and the E10 bolts back there. So yeah, we're getting closer and closer. Like I said, I'm still waiting on my downpipe exhaust, or not the exhaust gasket, but the ones that go up here in the turbo area. So I'm still waiting on those gaskets to come in tomorrow or Monday. Hopefully tomorrow, that's what it says. So then I can actually put in the Vrsf downpipes. But yeah, I'll continue to work on this. And I know previous videos have said for the 1 series and 3 series to move the steering rack and these cross member bars, but I didn't do any of that. Maybe it's just because I have smaller forearms, I was able to reach up in there. But yeah, this is just for reference quick. All right, back at it again. So now it is Monday. My package was supposed to come in Saturday, but it didn't end up coming until today. It even said Sunday, but I figured it wouldn't. I was hoping so, but it ended up not coming in. But it's here now. So those downpipe gaskets that I was waiting on replacing are finally here, and I can put those in so I can finish this up hopefully today. But yeah, hopefully we can get this done. Both of the catalytic converters are out, so now it's just a matter of putting the new ones in and also routing the new oxygen sensors to those cats. So I'll go ahead and show you guys what it looks like down there and then up top too. So this is what we have going on down here now. Completely empty. So you can see that actually those downpipe gaskets stayed in there. So we're gonna have to take those out of there. I'm gonna use a pick to get those gaskets out so I can put in the new gaskets. So yeah, make sure to remember what way those clamps went, where they bolted up, because you don't want to get those clamps in the way of the wastegate. And also, I put in my notes app on my phone of how the oxygen sensors were routed. So I put that the gray oxygen sensor actually goes to the upper downpipe, and the black one goes to the bottom one. So I'll be able to reference that for the upper oxygen sensors and the downstream ones over there too. And once those oxygen sensors are unscrewed from the catalytic converter, you can go ahead and go along the edge here, and they're actually clipped in neatly into. There are little clips along the engine that you can tighten down the wires so that they're nice and tucked. So unclip as you go. But for now, I routed the black one out. So this black one is up here. I'm gonna grab the new pipe, the first one, get that one mocked up. But here are the old catalytic converters. Pretty much pay for your downpipes and then some. Like, selling these catalytic converters, you can definitely get back your money for what you spent on the downpipes and oxygen sensors if you replace them. Okay, so like I said earlier, I'm just going to go ahead and try to get those gaskets out and transfer them onto my first one that I'm going to bolt up on the car. I'm also going to want to bolt up the oxygen sensor to this before it's plugged in on top. You definitely don't want to twist the wires on the new oxygen sensor. So you want to make sure the oxygen sensor is installed on this before you connect it. So I'm going to start routing and everything, and I'll show you guys what I have at the end. Earlier I was just giving you guys a quick rundown since it was a new day of everything that I was going to do. But here's the first step. So I just replaced those 2 gaskets with my new ones from FCP Euro. Using this pick, they came out pretty easily, and they actually don't look too bad, honestly. But it's always good to just be safe, especially while you're already there, and replace them. And another thing that I can do also is I can actually keep them in these bags, so I can return these and get new ones later on. So I'm going to keep those bags there, but the next time that I can anticipate doing this is when I do the turbos. I'll replace those gaskets again just to be safe since I'm already there. But yep, those are both in. So I'm going to grab the first pipe. I still have the gray oxygen sensor plug somewhere down here. It's all twisted up here because I didn't unclip it at the top. I didn't really care because I knew I was going to replace both of these sensors, but that's why you should unclip them from the top, like I said earlier, to get these off easier, or else they just twist to hell because you're trying to get them off the pipe. But, alright, so I'm going to grab the first pipe, make sure I have the correct oxygen sensor screwed into it, and then I'll guide the wire up. Hopefully I can do it by myself, or else I'll get my brother to help me out. But yeah, it's just going to be easier to screw on the oxygen sensor on the pipe first. So I'll do that. So you guys can see here, I actually already pulled up both wires, but I'm going to leave them connected here up top. I know that the gray one goes to the upper downpipe, the one that I took off last. So I already connected it here. I had to take out the plugs, which are over here now. But this way, I already have it connected here. And when I go underneath the car, I can start to just loosely clamp this up. You don't want to tighten anything quite yet. So I'm going to just get this mocked up. Then also get that side mocked up. But this oxygen sensor is going to be easier to connect. That one I don't need to connect quite yet, just because it's easy access. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh man, definitely one of the hardest things I've done so far to a car. This is not fun at all. So I'm gonna try to get a really good angle for you guys to see what I'm looking at, and then zoom in and then describe what I did better, just to make it easier for you. So you see there's a heat shield on top of this tie rod so the boot doesn't melt. So I bent this inside part in so I could fit my hand. And then when I guided the downpipe through here, I got the clamp on the other end, so the turbo side. So I put the clamp on the turbo side and then put the downpipe on, and then as my left hand was over here over top of the downpipe, I fed my other hand through here and used my head a little bit to balance the downpipe so that I could get that clamp on. And then when I had the clamp on, I pinched it with my left hand and quickly tried to grab the bolt to feed it through the clamp and tighten it. So it's not super tight, just tight enough that all this hard work won't just go to waste, because we still have to get this end, but at least the downpipe is in. And then as you can see, hopefully I can get this a better view. I got the clamp the way it was when I took it off, so it looks like that. But you can see the wastegate is really close to it, so you want to make sure that the clamp doesn't get in the way of that spring. Also, I wanted to note too that this downpipe gets really, really close to the subframe, you can see. So take that into consideration when you're adjusting the pipes and tightening everything up over here. But yeah, so luckily I already have my oxygen sensor in, so now I can pull it all the way up and guide it through. And so I'm going to do that just to guide the oxygen sensor through all the clips above and then connect it to the proper connector. As for this end, I gotta feel the oxygen sensor's up top here, so it's gonna be easy enough to put my other one in. That's why I didn't put it in beforehand. It would have also just made everything a lot harder, guiding everything through around, like shifting the pipe and having a wire over here, just fucking wiggling around. So I won't worry about that oxygen sensor quite yet, but I am gonna get it done before I put the other pipe in. So wait to tighten everything up, because you're still gonna have to move this a bit to get this last downpipe in. Also, another thing, very important thing, is if you remember that bracket that we were dealing with on the OEM catalytic converters, you can either, I don't have the tool and I'm not waiting anymore, so I'm not unbolting it, but you can unbolt this with Torx, inverted Torx bolt, one of the bigger ones. I think it's E18 or around there. But I just bent it all the way up. So that was hitting the downpipe when I was trying to get it on the flange up there. And I was wondering, I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't sit flush with the flange up there until I looked back here and saw that this bracket was hitting the downpipe, and I couldn't get the pipe flush up there because I kept just hitting on this bracket here. So just bend that back or remove it if you have that. All right, boys, so finally we got both downpipes in. We are finally done. This took me like maybe 6 hours of total, just fidgeting with stuff and moving stuff around, moving the pipes around, just trying to manage to get everything in how it's supposed to, because it has to go in only one way, basically, because the way this pipe is routed in the curves and twists, you just want it to go in a certain way so that everything goes in flush and everything goes in right. I got the O2 sensors, the downstream ones, connected and into the pipes and connected into the clips and routed down the side here so that they don't touch the pipes or anything. And then they're clipped in here, the original clips. So I got everything nice and tucked away on this end. So the two things that I want to really bring up here are that, you know, just the tight space in here and the way that you put in the clamps is going to be important. Just like I said with the other one with the wastegate, I think I got it in right for the upper downpipe, but I'm still kind of hesitant on that one, because I put it in the way that it went, well, that I took it off, but I'm still kind of worried about that other this one, the one that you can see right now, that one's fine. But the other one that is, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'll try my best to show you guys here. There it is. To the left is near the wastegate, so hopefully the wastegate doesn't hit that. Another thing is, check out this bolt right here. Super close to the pipe. I know it's touching. Yeah. Hopefully that doesn't make any noise. I'm anticipating some noise on that, definitely. But I'm not sure if that's my fault or on the manufacturer for these downpipes, Vrsf. Please let me know if you guys have a Z4 and have done downpipes, if you ran into this issue with this bolt here. And also this hanger is the last part that I had to bend up there, or else it was gonna hit my pipe as well. So yeah, guys, finally in. Would I ever do downpipes again? Hell no. That was a pain in the ass. I don't know if I would ever even, unless I got a new car and I had to do them. I'm never gonna do them for anybody else, even if they paid me. All right, so I have one of the O2 sensors routed up here and connected already. So that's the gray one. That one's all ready to go. I still have to get the other one connected, the black one, which was on the last downpipe that I did, the bottom downpipe. Here's the connector. So all I'm going to do is just route it the same way that I routed the gray one, all the way around, and then just clip it in. All right, so both oxygen sensors are routed around the engine. You can see here the black and gray wire, and they're connected. So that's all done. If we go back down here, I went through here quickly and just made sure everything's good. Oxygen sensors are wired properly and tucked away. And then you can also give it a good pounding too, to make sure you don't hear any rattling or anything. So it seems pretty good. Obviously when the car's running, it's gonna shake a lot more than me just pounding it here, and that's what I'm worried about, just this one, but I guess we'll see. Alright guys, so that does it for the downpipes. I wish I could have been more detailed on it and gave you more specifics. I tried to just run down everything that I did. I'm only running the camera myself. I could get a GoPro, I might do that in the future, but hopefully this just gives you some idea. It wasn't really meant to be as a how to do it, but just an idea of what you'll run into if you do the downpipes on the Z4 for the N54. So yeah, it was a pain in the ass. I know I've said that like plenty times, and I'm just like completely destroyed from working on this. But everything's done and it's all ready to go. There's still several things that I need to do, so I'm just going to leave the car as is right now. Not quite sure how I feel about the Vrsf downpipes quite yet. I'm going to give it 1,000 miles and then maybe give it a review and see how good they are for the Z4 and the different layout that they did for that design to fit this specific car. So I'm going to give it a while before I determine if I like them or not. So yeah, I'm looking forward to driving the car and seeing how it sounds. But thank you for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. And if I missed anything, that I tried to do my best to explain everything. But if you have any questions that I did miss, just let me know and I'll try to answer them. And I'm going to try to cut up the video because there were some mistakes that I made, and then I had to go back and redo everything because you'll see. But I'll go back and just edit this video and try to make it as best as I can so that it helps anybody that's trying to take this on their own. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.